All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your host, Eric Rodriguez, here every Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 p.m. Eastern time, here to talk about everything in terms of professional wrestling. So, just kind of reflect on what we talked about real quick. We talked about our WWE SmackDown review. We talked about some of the things other than, what built up to WWE Bash at Berlin, because, SmackDown technically only had one match. To be honest, they really honestly did have one match at Bash of Berlin because mostly they were you had the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill kind of they were in the mix, but overall it just it's it wasn't like a singles competition thing, what I'm trying to say. Um, all right. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump on into our next segment. WWE Monday Night Raw. Let's go ahead and get through this. But before we do any of that, I want to remind you guys to hit up that tips and donations link. Also, hit up that super chat to give super thanks. Whether if you got a burning question or if you just have something on your mind that you want to get off your chest, this show is all about keeping the conversation alive, keeping it, keep the party going in terms of, podcasting, making sure your voice is part of the mix. So don't be shy. Drop your thoughts, drop your comments inside the chat. And if you really want to make sure your comment gets noticed, make sure you use that super chat. It's that $sign below that chat box. Send in that message. It'll guarantee that it'll be featured on the show. Plus, it's a great way to make sure this podcast keeps going. Keep all this wrestling content that you guys love so damn much. Keep it alive. Let's keep it alive. So absolutely, before anything happens, just want to make sure that you guys know that you guys are appreciated. We are absolutely 110% super grateful for each and every one of you guys who follow us here daily on the GSMC Sports Network. Your support makes all the difference. So let's keep the conversation going. Let's send those super chats, those super stickers, because you guys are super awesome. And together we'll make sure the show is bigger, better, and stronger than ever. But if the super chat is not your thing, we are still at the GSMCpodcast.net. Hit up that super chat. Hit up the tips. Damn it. Hit up the tips and donations link at the GSMCpodcast.net. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Superman Punch, that like and subscribe button to the show. Follow the show. Follow the network here in the GSMC Sports Network. We do love a lot of peace, love, and positivity 1,010% of the time. So, don't be shy. Tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel. And don't be sorry. Just do it. Just make it like Nike and just do it. Just do it. All right, Monday Night Raw. We are live tonight in Denver, Colorado, where you saw WWE NXT No Mercy take place at the Ball Arena. Of course, that's where you see the Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets play on when the NBA season is in full swing. But I tell you what is in full swing. It's the NFL season. Man, it's football's back. Football is back, baby. Can't wait to find out who's going to. I don't know if there's any Kansas City Chiefs fans out there, and I don't hate that there are. I'm a New York Giants fan, so most likely it's going to be a pretty grim season. I'm just hoping for more than 5 wins. That's shooting low. I'm holding my standards pretty low because I know my team. I love my team. I love my team. I just during the NFL right now, if you don't have a top elite quarterback like your Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, if you don't have a top elite quarterback, I feel like Daniel Jones is right there. I feel like he's right there. I feel like the New York Giants, they're not going to have that much of a bad season as people, are going to predict. But I don't know. It's just, hoping for the Giants. But we are not a football talking podcast. If you want to watch football or hear about football, hit up the GSMC Football Podcast with my boy Kenneth, that Chip Shop Football Podcast with my boy Manny. You get all your cool, NFL factoids, leading into the NFL season. So make sure, if your team that you love so much, make sure that's the podcast you love so much because you get all the breaking news, all the major headlines in terms of the NFL. All right, so Monday Night Raw, the Alpha Academy is taking on the American Made. This is a mixed 3-on-3 tag team match. It's to the point I don't know why these guys are still kind of going at it. I feel like Alpha Academy, they need a place. I feel like this win is pivotal. They have to win. If you see Otis, Tozawa, and Maxime Dupree accept another loss this week, it's gonna be bad. They might as well just leave WWE. And I'm not trying to say that to like be like, oh, damn, Eric, you're a little harsh there. But like WWE creative, if you can't do something right now with the superstars, like it's I don't know. The American made, the Creed brothers are successful. They're really, really good. Last week you saw Avi Nile being attacked by Nikki Cross of the Wyatt Six. Are they going to get into it again? Is it going to be the same thing? Basically, a rerun of what happened in last week. Is it going to be a wash, rinse, and repeat over and over again? Are we going to see the Wyatt Six attack the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile? Honestly, I love it whenever the Wyatt Six do come out. Obviously, my man Bray Wyatt up there. But it's to the point where, like, if it's just going to be the same thing happening over and over again, like, something needs to change. Something needs to be different. Better promotional, better bookings. I could see a promotion right here where if you do have the Y86 come out, and I'm just kidding. I think it's going to be all failure. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, just kidding. JK LOLs. But I don't know. I just want to see something different. And I feel like the wrestling fans right now are too, especially on WWE Raw. You're getting a lot of repetitive nature here, especially with the Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. I had so much hope on the promo that Drew McIntyre cut last week. And then once again, he was attacked by CM Punk. They're going to be on Monday Night Raw tonight as well. Same things are probably if it happens again where one of them cuts a promo and the other one attacks the other one, he's like, "I'm not going anywhere." Drew McIntyre's like, "Hey, Mike, I'm not going anywhere. I'm challenging you to a cage match at bad blood." Like it's we've all seen it before. Something big needs to happen between these two superstars for it to kind of regained its nature of unpredictability. I know a lot of people hate on the word unpredictability in terms of talking about professional wrestling because it is choreographed, it is scripted, but it's all gravy, baby. It's all great, but this needs to be done well. And so far, it has a lot of loose ends to it. Right now, I feel like WWE under the Triple H Paul Levesque era, I feel like right now, they're kind of getting, as a wrestling fan, and this is how I feel personally myself, is you're getting, stimuli from every other place, from all these other storylines that you're kind of grabbing that they kind of feel like, they're like, hey, like, let's have this thing, between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. And if something doesn't quite go as planned or it doesn't, edge people the way that they, want it to be, then it's okay. Like it's okay. We can just run it for a couple of weeks. But if this thing does last more than more past Survivor Series, CM Punk debuted in WWE last year in Survivor Series, and it's just I don't want to just see the same other. I don't want to see the same nature. I just want to be surprised. And so far, with the strap match thing, not really impressed. Not really impressed, but we'll get in more into it when we talk about Bash at Berlin. So yeah, we have the Alpha Academy taking on American Made. Next, we have a number one contenders match for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. We have Damage Control going up against the Unholy Union, and Damage Control better win. Damn, uh, I don't really want to see another rematch between these girls. I'm done. They've been on Monday. They've been on WWE Friday Night SmackDown in 3-on-3 matches with Naomi and Blair Davenport, and they fought each other twice. And it's just I don't know. But that's just my opinion. I'm not saying these girls aren't talented. I'm not saying it's going to be a giant snooze fest if you see the Unholy Union, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn get another chance at the WWE World Tag Team Championships. But Damage Control, they're former tag team champions as well, so they can hold those championships with dignity. Right now, they're kind of on the cusp of being kind of like a baby face, but you do have, Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville, who, kind of luring in the back a little bit there. What is it? Pure Fusion Collective. Got to be honest, don't love the name that much. Maybe I'll grow accustomed to it, But if they find themselves into interfering in tonight's match, I don't know. It's just I don't want it to be like a giant crap show. You know what I mean? Like the WWE Women's Division right now. I feel like it's there. It's not like WWE NXT. I feel like WWE NXT's women's division is probably the best in professional wrestling like standards right now. But right now on Raw especially right now, your champion Liv Morgan can't even defend her title, man. Like it's crazy. And in my opinion, I just don't think she's that good. And like I said, I'm not a huge Liv Morgan hater. I do like Liv Morgan in some sort of spots. I like her. I honestly love Liv Morgan more as a chaser than a champion. I feel like once she kind of gets on a roll to kind of try to fight for the championship, I feel like it's better. Her story, this whole storyline with Dirty Dom, you're kind of seeing right now. Another thing on Monday Night Raw that I'm going to talk about. Actually, what I'm not going to talk about is the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day has lost its spark. With the departure of Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley, like it's not really number one list anymore. I remember a couple podcasts ago talking about Monday Night Raw on the preview and the review shows on Monday and Tuesdays. I would talk about the Judgment Day probably for like 8 or 10 minutes. But now this is probably all I'm going to talk about Judgment Day. I don't know. I just feel like overall, something on Monday Night Raw, especially heading into the Netflix era, something's gonna have to give. I feel like they kind of have 4 months to kind of fix things, spruce things up before The Rock comes in and starts cleaning house. But I don't know. It's good. It's good content, but I feel like it could be better. I feel like it could be better. Next, we have Zelina Vega taking on Shayna Baszler. That match is, obviously going to be a W for Shayna Baszler. Or Zelina Vega finds a way to steal the win. But if Vega wins and Baszler loses, this pure fusion collective faction, it's going to be like damn near dead. It's going to be basically damn near dead because Sonya Deville created this faction about like a month ago. About a month ago. And so far, they just lost match after match. And if they win, they have to cheat. And you don't really get to see the athletic abilities of Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, or Sonya Deville. And overall, like you do create a faction, but there also needs to be some skill that comes entwined with that, like where you saw WWE Evolution, with Triple H and Batista and Ric Flair. All those guys had successful singles career. Degeneration X, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, even Damage Control when you had the successful Bailey. And right now, I feel like factions in terms of the women's division aren't really as successful as the men's, but although it is 1,010%, the talent is there. I'm not trying to create scrutiny between the men and women's division. I feel like the women's wrestling is, especially now, growing up during this new era of wrestling. As a wrestling fan, I feel like it's a main staple in trying to get viewers to basically attend and watch your show. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, obviously, it's killing it right now. But I just needed a little more love in the women's division here. Next, we have Ilja Dragunov taking on Dragon Lee against Dirty Dominik Mysterio. A triple threat match to see who gets that spot in that fatal four-way match. It's going to be exciting. My pick would probably be Ilja Dragunov. I feel like he's going to pick up the dub. Obviously him and the WWE Intercontinental Champion Braun Breaker has a lot of unfinished business. Last time you saw Dragunov was, he forfeit. Basically, he wasn't able. They stopped the match and Braun Breaker was able to pick up the victory. And it would be kind of cool to see each other, to see them kind of meet once again. Next, we have Sheamus taking on Ludvig Kaiser and Bronson Reed. Who's going to join Jey Uso and Pete Dunne at this point? I like the ovation that Ludwig Kaiser got on WWE SmackDown, but of course that was in Germany, so it's not the audience's feelings aren't really going to be reciprocated tonight on WWE Monday Night Raw. Bronson Reed is an absolute wrecking crew. If he makes it, I don't think he's going to be able to fight Braun Breaker one-on-one. It might be, there might be a part in the match where you kind of have a when they get rid of Jey Uso and Pete Dunne are outside of the ring elsewhere, and then you see Bronson Reed staring dead in the eyes of Braun Breaker, staring from corner to corner, and you get Michael Cole's like, "Oh my God, these two heavyweights are going at each other! The ultimate badass against the Suna!" I can see something like that. I can see something like that happening. Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser have a lot of unfinished business left. So it's I feel like the thing that makes the most sense is Bronson Reed moving on. So that's my opinion, 1,010%. All right, guys. So that was my WWE Monday Night Raw preview. Now we're gonna jump on into our WWE Bash of Berlin talk. We're gonna talk about all the matches, maybe future storylines, and what could make the WWE better. In my opinion, 1,010%. So hey, do not go anywhere.